Hey, it's Game Hydro. Got another Galaxy Defense video for you. We're going to go over Elite Stage 10 this time. So, Elite mode is basically, for the most part, harder versions of the standard levels. And so, if you're at Elite Stage 10, you probably remember these same dudes from normal Stage 10. But we're going to go over this. It's a pretty tough level, but we're going to show you how to perfect clear it. First, you want to see what the strengths and weaknesses of the enemies are first before you even start it, because you get two turret upgrades immediately. So hit the question mark. All right, so what do we got? Aerospace carrier takes 50% less fire and force field damage. Excavator takes more fire and force field damage. Raider takes more electric and force field damage. Shadow Fighter takes 100% more force field damage. So the aerospace carrier shoots out those Shadow Fighters. They go invisible sometimes and then reappear and go invisible and reappear. And when they go invisible, you can't shoot them with your regular guns. And some of the skills just straight up won't aim for them. So it looks like force field is going to be our best bet here. What do we got from the beginning? Disruption drone. This is great here because there's mobs that do a massive amount of damage if they end up getting to your base, and it's force field. And then it's between beam and fire wheel. I think out of this one, because energy isn't strong against anybody really, I'm going fire wheel. But beam is still pretty useful here because number one, it doesn't have any weaknesses. And number two, it always targets the enemy closest to the base. All right. Here comes one of those mini bosses. Let's pause here. I think there's actually more enemies listed here. We got, okay, the big excavator, more fire and force field damage. Elite Raider drone, more electric and force field. Elite Shadow Fighter, more force field. So none of those are super, unique or creative there. And pretty much everybody takes more force field damage except for the boss. Because of that, we are going to go Gravity Vortex gun, which is also force field. Out of these ones, we're going to go with the Hive, which is also force field. And the Hive is extra valuable because it allows because the wasps that are released by the Hive target enemies closest to the fortress. All right, sorry about the stutters. I'm freaking exhausted today. Anyways, so we're going without the beam on this one, but that's all right. We'll make it work. Fire wheel boost, damage 50. The main challenge here is going to be beating the boss because the boss is strong against force fields, but we'll make it work. Gravitational damage plus 50%. Now, the bees are excellent because they are by far the best turret in the game for beating mini bosses. See how fast we beat the mini boss up there? Now we just increased the gravitational range of the gravity gun by 25. Right now, honestly, it doesn't even matter too much. The gravity gun isn't even getting a chance to shoot. The further it flies, the larger the range. Yeah, why not? And even though the gravity gun has a shorter range than some of these others, once it does shoot, it does a crazy amount of damage. Especially with everybody here being weak against force fields. All right, what do we want? Rapid barrage, field amplification, extended field. Let's go rapid barrage. Let's get more wasps in here to deal with some of these enemies. Now, the main weakness of wasps is that they do not target these enemies that turn into ghosts. So we're going to go disruption. We're only at level 8, so we're pretty early on. Creates a small black hole, continuously pulling enemies for 5 seconds after the gravitational field disappears. The small black hole is by far the most useful upgrade for the gravity vortex gun. I love the breathless warning of how the enemies are becoming more frenzied. I mean, sure, I guess they kind of are, but what a ridiculous thing. All right, so contact pulse. That turns wasps into an absolute splash damage machine. So I'm going with that. And I'm going to help these wasps kill the mini boss so that they can more quickly target normal enemies. Because the enemy here is the mobs. The true enemy is the mobs. You can watch that black hole up here every time we shoot the minigun, though. Or the gravity gun, rather. If there were enemies below it at the moment, then you would see it pull those enemies upwards. That serves to put your fortress in a little bit less danger. Stack of disruption. Takes damage per second based on stacks for 10%. I like this one, especially combined with how strong the force field is. Let's send it. Wasp damage 50% is valuable, though, because the faster that wasps can kill something, the faster they can move on. So here, you want to take manual control of your gun. Don't just let it fire automatically. All gravitational fields can reflect. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to try it. But yeah, you want to use your gun to keep enemies from getting too close to your base. And especially to target the closest ones. Swarm Echo, Swarm Assault, Fire Wheel Boost, let's go with that. Even with it being weak, even with fire being weak against the boss, that Fire Wheel is still extraordinarily useful simply for the massive amount of splash damage that it does. And right now I'm going to let my skills take care of the boss, because the quicker we get rid of the boss, it'll stop shooting out those annoying shadow drones. 2 gravitational fields are better than 1. Especially with the amount of damage that they do. The damage to me is more important than the gravity thing. All right. Bullet damage plus 50, duh. All right, the quicker we get rid of this boss, the quicker it'll stop sending shadow drones down at us. But, luckily... Oh, here we go. All right, we're at level 17 already, losing a little bit of life off of the fortress, but not a ton. And we want to kill the boss before that becomes too extreme of a thing. Boss is gone. Wasps are doing more damage. People are honking at each other across the street. Maybe some road rage sounds will enter my video. That would be kind of nice. I mean, kind of funny. Gravitational field flight distance, 10% chance to explode. I'm going extended field because so far the gravity vortex gun has been an absolute freaking beast on this level. Now, if you aren't at a high enough level to where you even have the gravity vortex gun, then you should still be able to get somewhere using the disruption drone and the beehive, because those are both heavy force field damage. And as a substitute for the gravity vortex gun, you could use the Tesla coil. You could use the Sky Guard, which does a ton of damage and is a bit splashy about it. You could even just use the beam, because the beam's always good. All right, bullet damage 50% again. That's my favorite one out of what we got running so far. Got these guys getting a little bit closer than comfort, than is comfortable, I guess. But we're on the last level right now. Let's go. We're not going to have time for wasp 2. We're going to go disruption field duration plus 30, simply for the force field aspect. Otherwise, it would be the fire drone plus 30, because that one's pretty useful. We got a mini boss here. Let's focus on the, well, let's get the close guys first. And the mini boss now. We just barely missed our shot at a perfect clear, but that's okay. Now we're just going to wait for this shadow dude. We got victory with 92% of hit points, and so that is how you beat Elite Level 10. This is a great level to play in order to get get Tier 2 armor, as well as a bunch of other goods. All right, this is Game Hydro. Thank you for watching. If you got some more stuff you want to see about Galaxy Defense, more levels you want to see a walkthrough to, then please comment. Otherwise, please like and subscribe for more of our stuff about this game and other games. Thank you very much.